Well, well, well. Hello, Larry. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for stopping by. It's good to see you, sir. I hope all is well with you. I know life on the road seems to be getting a little busier. There's a lot more traffic and things as I go about my business, so I know you got to be seeing some of that out and about. It's been a rough couple of weeks. Work is busy. We're getting ready to push into the holiday season, so that comes with a bunch of craziness, preparations, and checks and double checks and triple checks and things of that nature. So, yeah, they've been killing me. A little bit of travel, not much. I know I missed last week. I had to go somewhere on the drop of a hat, and so I did miss last week. Renegade's Garage has stopped by. Good to see you, sir. You'll see that the hoodie, although not very well lit because of the fancy lights, is front and center there on the wall. And I actually like that. I know that we had talked briefly before. Um, yeah, and I know everybody knows like some of the prices on YouTuber merch, if you want to call it that. Um, they always are a little inflated because you got the manufacturer, you got the screen printer, you got yada yada yada. But I was really impressed with the quality of the hoodie. Like it's legit. I mean, I'll eventually wear it at some point. Maybe it's getting colder, so maybe that'll be the time. But I'm really impressed with the quality of it. I kind of thought it was going to be this thin, one of those hoodies that seems more like a t-shirt, but it's not. It's thick, it's plush on the inside, soft against your skin. It's really nice. So, we are going to get into it today like always. I do have an absolute cutoff. I have started meetings at work and they are late. I usually had that one that would pop up sometime after 10 o'clock, but now I'm heading up a meeting on Wednesdays, of course. I don't know how it worked out that way, and it's at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So I will have a meeting later. We will cut off for that. So I figure since I have some work to do later, I'll just have one beer. One giant beer. This is Paulander. It's imported from over there, the home of True Oktoberfest. And this one was actually interesting because it's a 1 liter can, right? But it came with a giant mug, stein, whatever you want to call it. It's more of a mug than a stein, but a giant mug for the 1 liter beer. So how can you beat that? Literally for like $9, I think. So yeah, we're gonna go with this. One beer, one giant beer for the evening. And then of course, once I'm actually done with my meeting, I'll probably have something else that's tasty out of the fridge. Try to relax as I've been getting my ass handed to me left and right at work. It's not bad work, it's just different, right? And I'm here most of the time, I'm clacking away at the keyboard, I'm checking reports, I'm doing things. I'm getting pretty good at it, It's one of those things that, there's a learning curve, but it's still kind of enjoyable because if I do my job, I set everybody else up for success. Parts ordering, contractor management, all these things, work order management. So if I do my job correctly, I set them up for success, we operate better, yada, yada, yada. It's pretty much what I had hoped for in my promotion was to have a greater effect over a larger area, so that I could make a bigger impact. And that's exactly what I'm doing. So I'm happy in that. Wow, it's going to be tough. That's not a small beer. And that taste, you can taste it. The fact that it's imported is obvious. Just the quality of the beer is just that much better. They know what they're doing over there. They've been doing it for what, hundreds if not thousands of years, brewing beer. So anyhow, does anybody out there, Fix It's here? I love to see him. Thank you for showing up, sir. Fix It's here. Now we have a few of you. Somebody's lurking in the shadows. Anybody have any news or anything that they'd like to state to continue a small conversation before we get over to Reddit? I know not to bring up bad vibes, but I know that this whole mandate stuff or whatever the hell's going on has got a lot of people kind of shook, and I don't know. It's gonna be a weird thing if companies start actually requiring it. I believe there's a challenge to be made there, but I fear that most are not going to challenge or stand up for anything. I think that they'll just kind of follow. So that's going to be an interesting decision to make, when it comes to like your livelihood and providing versus standing up for something that you think is right. I mean, that's kind of the position that they get you in. The whole life and government. You sold your bikes. Why didn't you tell me? I would have bought one. I was actually, I think I'm going to schedule the class. I'm going to get my motorcycle license finally, the endorsement, I guess you would call it. I'm going to get that, obviously winter's coming. So I'll probably sign up for like an early spring class, and I'm going to actually get something for myself so I can begin to ride. I've been saying since like sometime shortly after my daughter was born that I was gonna do it, and I just never have. And now I have the money. I lie to myself and say I have the time, but especially for like traveling for work, if it's a relatively short trip and I only need like basically like a knapsack and a few changes of clothes, I could just hop on the bike and go, assuming that we had good weather. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But I'm definitely getting something at the start of next year. I'm getting my endorsement, and I'm going to buy something, even if it's just like a small little starter bike or something. A lovely woman that I'm talking to actually mentioned there's a company, and I will not remember the name. They make it. They're not Indian, but they're Indian, like other side of the country, Indian. It's some Indian company, and they make this kind of like I don't even know what the style is. It's just kind of like, it's not a roadster, but it's just like a kind of like a straight line bike, and not too fancy, but even brand new, you can get them for like 5-6 grand. So like a Honda 750, nothing to kill yourself. Yeah, I mean, I probably won't even work up to a 750 too soon. I think probably like a 650 would do me just fine. I'm not a very big guy. I'm not adding a lot of weight to the machine, so I don't need a lot. I'm not going to be riding on it like a dumbass. I'm going to be riding on it for the enjoyment of riding. So yeah, I'll keep it reasonable. But these little bikes, they look pretty good. I wonder, hold on, let me see. She would tell me in a heartbeat and I would remember, but I can't. She told me too. Yeah, and I knew this would happen. What motorcycles are made in India? Oh, the Enfield. A Royal Enfield. That's what it is. So, if we go back up here, Royal Enfield. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Images. Okay. So these are some of them. I'll switch you guys over here. No, they're not, Bill. They're really not. The highways kind of are, but the roads are a little on the rough side. It's Ohio, so we suck. But let me switch you over so I can. Oh, hey, Derek. What's going on, buddy? Let me switch over so I can show you what I'm talking about. And this, like I said, this woman that I'm talking to, she rides, and she put we were talking about starter bikes and different things. Um, and she kind of put me onto these. I didn't realize how affordable they are. They're actually, even like I said, brand new for like something like this. There's different models, but I think it's this straight style. It kind of looks more like this. This looks like it may be a little more upgraded or a few more options, but it's one of these like straight line kind of jobs, and they're not bad. I mean, for a few $1,000s, I can get an almost brand new bike. Not too bad. So that's going to be the rough plan right now for next year, is to do that. To actually get a bike, get my endorsement, and begin to ride. I hope all is well with you, Derek, over there getting ready for peak. It's going to be fun. I know I still got a bunch of preparations to do, but once it gets here, then it gets quiet. That's how the holiday shopping stuff goes. I mean, since we're not directly retail, it gets crazy in the prep, and then as long as you've done all your prep and everything goes smoothly, it's pretty quiet for the rest of the year. So somewhere around late October, early November, I'll be cruising on Easy Street for the rest of the year. So that's my rough plan for the motorcycle endorsement next year. I'll schedule something. March is a little touch and go on the weather. I'll see what they have. It'd probably be like early April or something like that, when it's just starting to warm up, hopefully. And that'll be the time that I get the endorsement and get the bike and then start riding. So we'll see. But it's killing me not to be able to ride. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Well, you said you sold them. You sold some, or you sold all? Did you sell them all? Well, you got the Bighorn 4x4 crew cab. Well, you're not exactly riding outside of luxury. That's pretty nice. I'm assuming that that's some of your health problems there that's keeping you from riding, huh? That's shitty and unfortunate. Motorcycles are not for rich people. I see poor people on them all the time, Robert. Um, oh, yikes. That's a step in one direction. Yeah, but never say never. Maybe you'll get back into it. Maybe your health stuff gets cleared up, and then you want to come back to the fold, so to speak. So we'll see. Don't count your cards yet. So I see poor people on bikes. Now, some of them are dirt bikes and smaller motorcycles. I actually saw like a flock of guys on. They were scooters, but they were like nice looking scooters. They weren't like the Honda Ruckuses or anything like that. They were bigger than that. Probably 150cc or something like that. Not highway legal, but city roads. And I saw like 4 of them just putting around on those. So that must have been some little bro pact or something that they made to all purchase those and ride around. So there are some cost effective options, and if you find and look around, you can still buy a bike for like 1,500, 2,000. I know a lot of broke ass people that ride. I'm not saying they're riding anything nice, but they're riding. So, hell, even the apartment that I live in, there's a guy lives somewhere upstairs or something, and he's got a bike outside. He rides, from time to time. So, I don't know what he does with it in the winter. I'm guessing he puts it in storage or something because it's not out there. But yeah, he rides. I mean, yeah, you don't need, I guess what I'm saying is you don't need a lot of money to get into riding. Now, once you start talking about nice Harleys and nice crotch rockets and Ninjas and anything with a Hayabusa motor, then yeah, then you're talking money. But if you keep it reasonable, you can ride for less than driving, you know? So, anyway. So, anyhow. Scooters are like Jeeps. You need a gang for protection. Yeah, what's been bothering me? It's been bothering me a lot. Like a lot. I don't know why. All these people with these damn 4x4s. The Jeeps, the pavement princesses, and even some of these trucks with their big fucking tires. And is Bill here? Yeah, Bill's here. Sorry, Bill. All these trucks with their big tires and lift kits and all this stuff. And you don't go off-road. You can tell by the car or Jeep or whatever truck that they're not going off-road. Like, why are you doing all that just merely for the aesthetics of the vehicle? It boggles my mind. If you're going to have something like that, we don't have a whole lot of... I mean, there are trails in Ohio and places you can go, but it's not like down the road, unless you know somebody that's got land that doesn't care if you tear it up. But I don't get that. I don't, it's like buying a really nice motorcycle riding jacket and hopping in your Lexus and cruising. Like, what are you really doing? It's all for looks. So, those people have been bothering me because I see them out, all these trucks with their giant lift kits and their tires and these Jeeps that they put the off-road flares on them, but it looks like they wash it every day. They've never been off the pavement. Don't even run over a speed bump too fast. Like, just stuff like that. It kills me. Like, these people, they're status symbols more than functional vehicles. Like, if you need four-wheel drive, like, there should be a reason. You're towing stuff. You want the extra torque. Your winters are really bad. I guess that's a fair one, but most people are not buying them for that. They're buying them for their cruising things. They take their doors off their Jeeps and the tops off, and I don't know. I don't get it. You're spending way too much money to look cool, and you just look stupid to me. Yeah, the station wagon. Has anyone seen that Ford Mustang Abomination? Has anyone? I know I've seen them around now, and it's what? It's an electric, isn't it? I want to say it's an electric or a hybrid. It's so ugly. It's so freaking ugly, and they put the Mustang badge on it, and I'm losing faith. Like, the apocalypse better hurry up and get here because we're done. Like, we're just done. Like, Mustang drivers must feel very bad pulling up next to one of those. They're like, hey, look, yeah, I got a Mustang too. No, you don't. They just put the pony on the front. Like, that's it. It doesn't even look cool. I'd give them some props if, like, it had some style, but it doesn't. Like, it doesn't look like anything. It just looks like another BS SUV driving down the street until you see the Mustang logo, and then you're like, oh god. This poor sap. You spent how much money on something just because it's called a Mustang? Might as well be an iPhone. Apple Cart. Oh, Josh is here. Welcome to the stream, Josh. It is good to see you, sir. I think it's about time for me to do what I always do and ignore the chat and get on over to Reddit. So let's get in here. We switched it up this week. We're not over on Hand Tool Rescue. I found that over there, I mean, my commentary sucks anyway, but we end up watching the videos of the restorations a little more. We don't really get through too much. So here we are on the opening post, and somebody restored a $10 estate sale vise. Now, I'm hoping we have a before. Oh, yes. Okay, we do have the before picture. Now that's, I mean, obviously on this one we don't get the beauty of seeing how it's done, but I will say he put in some work. He shined this up. You still see a little stuff, but I mean, it is a used vise. Who knows how old? And it looks like he cleaned up the jaws. Hopefully he did what he could there, and maybe even retempered them if he was smart. But yeah, there was some scarring on the sides here. I don't know if he like ground that down, but it looks like he got most of that fixed. So that's a top-notch job. I am kind of interested though. I'm sure it's paint and not powder coat, but obviously powder coat would have been superior. But even the paint on this, he kept the striking surface good. It looks all right. It should be good. So happy there. What in the world? This is like a miniature workbench. What is this guy doing? 3D printing. Functional. Hold on. Functional mini Makita circular saw. What in the world? Do you have way too much time on your hands? Oh, no, he didn't. He printed out the manual in like finger size? Okay. If he plugs this thing in and it works, I'm gonna flip. It's got a cord on it. Wait, man, nah, come on, man. No. He needs tweezers to use it. That is so cool. Look at that. I mean, I don't have that kind of time or patience, but geez. Okay. That's, I mean, no, it didn't. It did not just cut him, did it? What? No, it did. What? Did he just put a mini Band-Aid? What the? Okay. This dude is on some other stuff. Wow. Okay, that takes dedication that I do not have. I cannot imagine how much time he put into that very short video. Went for a bike ride and passed a Snap-on truck. Temptation got the best of me. Yeah, only like $50, right? I just gotta say this. I have some of those, not the Snap-on version, the Allen Key, Swiss Army knife, whatever you want to call it. They're garbage, man. They're garbage. Like, they're good in a pinch, as like a carry-all or something in a bag, but most of the time you're going to run into access issues with those. Like, they just don't work the way everybody seems to think that they do. And I'm definitely not paying for a Snap-on version. You know what I mean? There's no way. Yeah, restoring a vise is a good idea, Renegade. It doesn't take too much metalworking. You'll get away with, luckily, like a lot of grinding and some painting, maybe a little bit of polishing. It shouldn't be that bad. Restored an old rusty hammer head I got for a very cool guy. All right. No before picture though. I would love to see, because he polished the hell out of this. I would love to see what that looked like before, but it looks like he put a solid handle on it. The fitment there is really good. You don't see the wood curling up because he missized it or anything. He did some research, so he took some time into that. It looks good. I do not label in a convenient manner, conventional manner. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Oh God, it's like a funny post. Horseshoes and hand grenades. Handy hand tools, not for use. Slivers and dust. More dust. 2 tinned forks. Ratchet with friends. My name Smash. What? Okay. So yeah, somebody's having some fun there, but no, that's legit. There's always that one drawer that ends up with almost nothing in it, but like odds and ends and stuff you're never gonna use. The toolbox junk drawer, basically. I have a couple. They're in storage, but I have a couple. I can't find the name for this thing anywhere. That's a cobalt. I mean, it's a Roto grip was the like original name. I want to say Craftsman. That's the first one I remember, and I still have a set of them. They're garbage, but yeah, like self-adjusting channel lock or something like that. Yeah, that one specifically is a set of cobalt self-adjusting pliers sold in 2-pack. Okay, cool. Yeah, self-adjusting. That's what you were looking for. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They got the Japanese Makita. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I like the Makita in the all black better than the blue. I don't know why. It just looks cleaner. That's one of the reasons. Like, I don't mind the Heart tools, but everybody, even right there after launch, pre-launch, all of that, even now, like a lot of people complain about the color. I mean, white is a horribly bad idea for power tool color. I think it's them, and there's somebody else that has a lot of white, and I can't think. It might be Festool. I think they're like white and green or something like that. It's just not a good look unless you're one of those guys that keeps your stuff. Are you serious? What is this? Anyone know who made this bit? Found it in my toolbox. Weirdly outlasted my other bits. It fits perfect every time. Never pops out or strips ahead. Shows little to no wear. Purple stripe with a TW stamp. Let's see what they said. Generic bit from Taiwan. Purple. This guy says he might have found, yeah, I don't know. Some people are saying a few things, but that's weird. And that's sad. That's a sad state of affairs when some guy finds some random bit and it's just doing so well. And he's like, wait, who makes these? So I can try to buy more. I want a whole set of these. Looks like he's kind of out of luck. He's going to be guessing. And I don't know that purple, I mean, it might be original, but it might not be as well. So somebody could have put that on themselves or done something purple. I can't recall a chrome bit set with a purple ring that I'm aware of. It's got to be some kind of off-brand. And maybe then he just got lucky, but that's sad when you go searching for something because it performs well and you can't find the manufacturer. And Torques are, I like them, and they do generally fit better and, provide better performance. But I don't know. I know we have enough fasteners out there, but for some reason, I just keep thinking that there's got to be something better out there. Even like something like the Robertson, um, that might be it. The square bit. I can't say I've seen a lot of those stripped out ever, and the bits generally hold up pretty well because they're designed not to turn. You turn the square when it fits inside something pretty close to perfectly. Unless you snap the head off or do something crazy, it's not really going to strip out. So maybe that's where we need to head. But I'm sure the square, I would think that's kind of hard to machine. I would think. I mean, no more so than a Torx, but for all your fasteners and your different things, it would probably be a stretch. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Damn. He got a rotary hammer from Bosch at cordless. It looks like with a battery. I don't know about the bit, but he says he snagged it all for $95. That's pretty good. And that's one of the things about the tool sales and deals page over on Facebook that I run in conjunction with Mark C. and others, that I try not to follow all the store sales. I pretty much myself, if I see something somewhere that seems noteworthy, I'll try to post it on there. But I'm not going out of my way because it's just so hard to keep up with all the stores and the sales, and it's ridiculous. And then when you get into any like holiday season, Labor Day, Memorial Day, um, those sales, like, you could spend a lot of time trying to look up, compare prices, see who's got the best deals going on, and I don't have that kind of time. I spend enough time looking through Amazon for all the discount promo codes and things that I find. And even then, there's tons of stuff that I don't post because I don't want to flood the page with a bunch of useless stuff. I pretty much keep mine to like good deals, good tools, high discounts, those kinds of things. Like, I am very picky. If I've posted like the garage lights, those flower petal style, the foldable um, lights that everybody likes to upgrade to, uh, I see those all the time. And every now and again, I'll post, one again. But if I posted those every time I saw them, there'd be one on there at any given time with an active promo code. They're always on sale in some form or fashion or configuration. I've seen them with 4 pedals, 5 pedals, hexagonal shaped, round, like just everything you can imagine. Ones that look a little more prettier, ones that look a little more, industrial. It runs the gambit. So I try not to do that. So I do watch for my deals, and it looks like this guy got a good one. That's a pretty good. Yeah, cordless rotary hammer though. I'm sure it's gonna, do them well, but that thing's gonna eat batteries if you're doing anything major with it over a course of time. That's why if I'm gonna do rotary hammer and I don't specifically need cordless, if I have power somewhere, even if it takes an extension cord or two, I'm going to go that route because it's going to have the power to do what I need. I don't have to worry about batteries. I just think they're better. Once you cross a certain threshold of power and performance, whatever, and you're doing anything slightly major, you're going to be working for a half an hour, 45 minutes, give or take here, there. However, cordless just it may not be what you want to do because unless you already have invested in that battery platform and you have a ton of batteries and chargers, then in that case, yeah, I guess you could go for broke, but because you don't mind switching out the batteries. But if you're not deep in it, just get the corded version. It's going to be cheaper and better for you in the long run. Somebody here recently bought a house, and his grandfather gifted him his dad's toolbox. He's been waiting for the right time. That looks, it doesn't look like a Craftsman. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But it's definitely like an older box, all metal, metal clasps. Um, yeah, that's nothing new. I'm kind of interested though about the gray. I wonder if those have been replaced at some point with drawers from like another unit or something, because I've never really seen these type of toolboxes in a two-tone color scheme. Could be Craftsman, but I don't think at that point they were like doing like red and gray like they had been there for a while. So I don't know. Yes, Derek, everybody knows that I work for Amazon. Well, sort of work for Amazon. I work with Amazon for Amazon. Yeah. Okay, there's a EAW. I don't think that's the original sticker. Some kind of job box. It's not a bad looking one. I mean, it looks like it's seen some stuff, but just based on the looks of it, it looks like it's holding up pretty well. And of course, if somebody's looking, yeah, you're not going Stanley. I don't know who the tan is. That's probably like an off-brand of some type. I mean, yeah, well, the Craftsman, you're going to overpay for Craftsman, but you're going to overpay for Milwaukee pack out too. Um, we have a traveling technician in my area that I cover now, and we were talking, and he was like, oh, da da da, tools, this and that. I was like, okay, like, what are you thinking? And he's like, is it too much to ask for the Milwaukee pack out? And he was just wanting the base. And then I guess, I don't know what his plan was. He was going to attempt to build on it over time or whatever. I bought him the stack. And then he just got a hold of me today. He wanted an additional, it's like a pack out bag or something, some kind of tote that allows him to like put a laptop in there and some stuff. So I got him that too. So, if money is not necessarily your top concern and you're looking for quality and longevity and function, Milwaukee Packout is going to be the way to go. I'm not saying there aren't other good options out there that are lower cost, but Milwaukee has a lot more features and accessories for theirs than others seem to, and I just think the quality's better. Somebody got themselves a little fluke T5 600. Yeah, I think we had one of those. I upgraded though. I got the clamp style. I had like a kit that I bought. It had a basic, forget what the model number was of the meter. It was basic, just enough to get the job done. Auto ranging fluke meter, but it came in a kit. Had the thermostat leads and everything else with it, but it had the clamp style version of that electrical. They're calling it a tester. I would still call it a meter. And I like that. I like the clamp style a little better than that. It's a little more secure. You could hang it if you want to, if you're in a cabinet or something and you have a safe place to hang it. I've always liked that. I saw Tool Review Zone posted something, I think, on Instagram about, it was like a meme or something that he made up about YouTubers dissing Porter cable and then being shocked that people weren't buying Porter cable or something. Like it was a weird meme, and I didn't really get much of an explanation behind it. But I noticed he's doing some like what is it, Tooltip Tuesday? I did catch some of that, and he's doing like shorter little tooltip videos on Tuesday. Not a bad idea. For those of you that are actively making content, I haven't jumped into it yet myself, but I hear the shorts feature is like really helpful in like getting some views. I don't know how monetization goes because they really, I don't think, run ads on those. I'm not sure if there is monetization or not. Maybe I'll have to make one and find out. But I hear good things about the shorts in terms of just boosting your channel in general. That's tasty. It's a damn good beer. So somebody had gotten a new ratchet. This guy's got a couple of Colombian Vice. That's nice. That's nice. There they are in all their glory. That's what I was talking about earlier. Oh, it's Robo. I think I called it Roto. Yeah, Robo grip. And these, I have a pair of these, and it's not that small one. I think it's the bigger one there. Well, wait, no, that's 12-inch Crescent. So yeah, I probably do have the smaller set. I'd have to look. But the reason these suck is partially because of the way they're made and the material that they're made of. They're made out of steel plates, and a few of them are bent. You can kind of see a contour right in here. There's a little bit of one, so like the outside panel there's bent to make room for some of the workings. But they're like stamped together, riveted together, and they're a bunch of like individual plates that they stack and then make this thing out of, these pliers. The teeth suck. I mean, they're the set that I have. I've used them over the years, a few times here and there for some stuff, and even under the mild use that I've put them under, the teeth are just wearing to nothing. I've actually gotten in there with a file and tried to clean them up and bring some of the life back, but it's primarily the metal that they're made out of is just weak. And I don't know if that's because of the exact way that they're made up, or if they legitimately didn't temper the steel enough on the jaws or what. But yeah, they're horrible. They don't hold. They're akin to Irwin or anything else. The teeth just don't last. Everything else about it functions pretty well. I do wish it seems a little weak once it actually adjusts to the size you need. I always would find myself kind of readjusting, taking it down another notch, and then your hand grips end up being a little wider spaced, so you don't necessarily have as much leverage, but you need that to keep the jaws tight on whatever you're trying to get at. So all in all, it's a great idea. It kind of fails in functionality. I would like to think that some of the ones that they're making now, like the Wera and all these other ones, Nipex makes some, Cobalt we saw earlier. Everybody's kind of making their versions of them. They seem a little better. I would think the Nipex is probably the best one, and that's because they have that notch that you see in the metal on the, it's one handle, and it goes into the jaw. It kind of uses it as a pivot point, but there's a second function there a lot of people aren't really thinking of, is that locking that I was talking about, where it seems like on these they don't get enough grip on the teeth on the fastener that you're trying to get at. That helps keep everything tighter on the Wera, or Nipex, sorry. So yeah, that's one thing that I just didn't like about them. They're not great. I mean, it's another one of those tools, just like a lot of them. In a pinch, it might come in handy. It might get you through something, but as a daily or heavy use item that you depend on, I wouldn't do it. Ooh, yummy beer. Oh, Dave's heading out. This is good of you to stop by, sir. I appreciate it. So that guy's got a bunch of Ryobi stuff. He's talking. Who cares? No. Oh, okay. Thank God. It's a joke. It's a joke, everybody. Calm down. They bought him Dollar Tree screwdrivers and a flashlight. Now, the flashlight says it's LED. Obviously, I'm sure it's not the best quality, but it's a flashlight. You know, if you need a flashlight and it's a flashlight and the batteries are good in it, then it's going to do what, you know, theoretically you need to do. But these dollar store screwdrivers, those things will strip before the fastener does. You'll just tear the tips right off of those. They're stamped. They're not, I'm surprised they even have a chrome finish on them and they're not already rusty. Like, that's just, no. A 6-piece screwdriver set for $1. You gotta be kidding me. That being said, there are some things there. Occasionally they'll have something. I bought, I want to say it was like a 12-inch crowbar, pry bar that they had there at the Dollar Tree for a while. I meant to go back and buy more, but by the time I got back, they were already out and apparently never got any more. It was just one of those things. But for $1, you got this full hexagonal, like regular formed pry bar, crowbar style pry bar. I mean, it's short, it's a small one, but the metal's good. Like, I've put it through some paces. I've not had any problems with it. For $1, you can't beat it. Now, granted, it's no big, you know, pry bar that's going to get you, you know, through any major project, but little small stuff around the house or for like a DIY guy, it's a great deal for $1. And I'm really sad that they don't have it anymore. One of these days, when I actually get to the storage unit and start pulling some stuff out of there, I'll have to think and show you. I know it's been in some of my videos somewhere before, but I don't think I really like went over where I got it and what I paid for it. Okay, a reminder of what brad nailers are capable of. Use correct length nails for the job. That's interesting. That it curled up like that. I wonder what the hell he hit to make it curl up like that. Jeez. It could be your finger. $50. What? Gearwrench, ratcheting, screwdriver set? No. Like, all but no. Like, how much do they want for it? $50? You crazy. Go get you some screwdrivers. That's waste of money. And it looked like it was all plastic too. I mean, I like Gearwrench sometimes, but I'm not paying a bunch of money for a bunch of plastic. Just not gonna happen. Uh-oh. Somebody got the Nip-X. That's... How big are those? That's a 10-inch? That's nice. Most are usually like 8, I think. My Doyle's, I don't know if it says. I'm pretty sure this is 8. That looks like 8 inches to me. Some ladies might disagree, but I think that's 8 inches. So that seems to be about the standard. This has an extra 2 inches on it. That's pretty nice. If you need the leverage, you know, you're cutting bigger cables or whatnot, that's going to help you get that job done. And, oh, stub nose, needle nose? I didn't even know they made those. Okay. Cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So, we will move on here, see what else we find. Thinking about getting these for $50. What do y'all think? I see Williams. Of course, I hate it when you go to zoom in on the photo and you can't zoom in. It looks like, okay, one's right, that one's Williams. I can't see this one, but I do see USA on it. This one's Williams, so it's almost all Williams, I'm guessing, with the exception of this 8-inch right. I mean, it's worth it for $50, but do you need that many crescent wrenches? I mean, if you do, then by all means, that's a great deal. That one looks like it's seen some better days. You could clean it up. Most of them look like they're in pretty good shape. I mean, I'd do it. That seems absurdly expensive. Are you crazy? Are you looking? What? No, I don't think that's expensive at all. Even for a nice 12-inch, you're going to pay 20 to $30 brand new, and that's a Williams. It's guaranteed. All of these are guaranteed. So, yeah, I don't think that's expensive at all for those. I mean, what is that? There's 5. That's like $10 a wrench. Yeah, no, that's not absurdly expensive. Really? Huh. Interesting. He claims, and I'm believing him because it's got the little tag on it. He got the display model right angled 1/4-inch impact, right? It doesn't. Yeah, I guess it's 1/4-inch impact. For $10. That's crazy. I mean, if it's the old display model and they'll sell it to you, I will say this. I will say this to you guys. I never get the deal like that. I never find the deal, like, not like amazing deals like that. Or like the display model. I know there's been a couple of times over the years I've asked about display models or this or that. And, you know, maybe some of it's just bad timing, but they never are selling or will not sell me the display model ever. It kills me. So maybe he just got lucky, but yeah, that's interesting. The right angle, I can't say that I've ever saw that. I knew there were like attachments and things you could get, but this looks like it's built in. I wonder if it's removable. Like if there's another head and he just didn't get it because it's the display model. I'm guessing that's the case. That's just my thoughts. But I guess that's, yeah, you can drill around corners. It's like those guns in the movies where they're shooting around corners. That's what it is. I accidentally stripped the threads on one of the screw holes in the base of a Ryobi router. Any recommendations for fix? They don't. I mean, okay, I see the surface here is gone. If the bolts really go in that far in, you should just be able to tap that. Just tap it. And then try, you be surprised, even with stripped threads. I mean, as long as you're not an idiot and just completely obliterated them all, a lot of times you can save them and just retap, and then, you know, if your bolt's going to go into those threads almost for sure, depending on what you're mounting to it, and yeah, you should be fine, I would think. I would just retap that. But that's just me. Koken ratchet, knee pro spinner. Great combo. Yeah, I mean, everybody says stuff. I've still not had any of the Koken or the knee pros. I never jumped on that bandwagon. It's expensive. I do like stuff from Japan, though. So, I mean, I'm not dogging it at all. I know it's good, high quality stuff. I just have never had the need. But, yeah, I mean, if you need it or you got it, you know, it's a good way to go. Wait, what? Look at the tool. I was gonna do this. And I tried to look into this a while back, and this might be it. Let me see if this is it. Okay, yeah, I think this is. So, on one of my live streams, who knows, like a year and a half ago or whatever, I had talked about maybe doing a video on the tools that they use in space. Like, that would be, I thought it would be interesting. Turns out, is Bill still here? There's only a few of us here. I don't know if Bill's still here, but they use some bullshit in space. You would think this is all like engineered and set up and specialty, like, and some of it is. A few of them, the items are like, if it's a spacewalk ratchet, you know, it's got to have a huge handle and an easy lever for changing direction and things like that. But apart from that, as you'll probably see here, they keep some bullshit. Like, okay, it looks like they have some half decent wrenches. I don't know what the tags are about. That may be to like Velcro it to like a lanyard. Some torque wrenches. Actually, no, I will say this looks a little better than the one I saw. This does look a little more form fit. The one I saw was just like literally, like, yeah, look. Remember how bad we were talking about those Roto grips were? And there they are right there. They got a Thomas and Betts wire crimper. Why are you crimping wires in space? They have the Allen key sets that we said were garbage. A pair of vice. Look. Look at me. If you are on a space station, a tin can floating in orbit, and some shit breaks, and I hand you some vice grips, Bill's still here. We're screwed. We're screwed. Like, just forget about it. Like, if vice grips come into play, we're done. And look, yeah, they do. There's another pair of them. They have the Craftsman Roto grips, and I've used these, and I will tell you, they're garbage. Garbage. Like, I don't know why they're in there. They got a little, look, well, they got the same, I've seen guys with better tools than this in their garage, and these guys are betting their lives on it. Like, okay, they got that one big wrench here. They got a pipe wrench. They got a hacksaw. I'd like to think that somewhere they have extra blades, but who knows. They got some snap-on. That makes them feel a little better. They got some pry bars and things. It's not much. Why are we flipping upside down for this picture? Yeah, but that's it. Like, it's the socket sets, I don't know. Maybe I missed this last time, but they're using snap-on. Okay, you know, whatever. And they have some extensions and some screwdrivers, and they have a torquing screwdriver and some wrenches and things. But it's not comprehensive. It's basically like a half-assed tool cart. Now, hopefully, they've done their research, and this is, maybe they've done all that, and this is all you need, and all that, but this is not, if I'm pulling out the vice grips or the Craftsman's Roto grips, we're in trouble. Like, we're not gonna make it. You better send a message home or something, because now, like, that's it. That's their toolbox. And maybe this is outdated. I'm hoping it's outdated, but look at that. It's like a few screwdrivers, some, I don't even know what the fuck those are. Sorry, Bill. Yeah, there's a couple specialty tools. I don't know how many torque wrenches they need. There's 3 there. There's 1 here. I'm sure they're different sizes, but they got some Allens. And what happens? What happens if something goes wrong and you round off that hex that you need? You know? Or it snaps or breaks, because we know it happens. It's broke on all of us. You're on the space station. You need that to fix whatever it is. I'm not doing it. But yeah, I was going to do a video about that, but then after that, looking through, and maybe that's not the exact one that I saw. Like I said, maybe it was a slightly different iteration or version of their toolkit, but like after I saw that, because I thought they were gonna have like some cool stuff, like something. No, like that's their basic tools for working inside the space station. Nah, I'm good. Not enough to talk about. And the Craftsman Roto grip, that I can't believe. I don't remember seeing those in the kit that I looked at, but that's appalling. Crescent Adjustable Pry Bar. I will say on this looks a little better than the Ulsa because it's got that flat bar end on it. It's more like a demolition pry bar for a housing contractor or somebody that's doing like residential maintenance and apartment maintenance to pull molding and flooring up and stuff. So that looks like it's going to serve a little bit better than like some of our automotive pry bars and things that we see, which are usually like a single head with a small flat section. That's a little more along those lines. If you're doing tie rod ends and ball joints, just buy the kit. Most of these kits can be had for pretty cheap. And the reason why there are multiple ones in the kit is because it's some different vehicles, different setups, different suspensions take different ones, and there are all reasons for all of them. So if you're going to do it and you think you're going to do more than a couple of jobs, you should just buy the kit. They're not that expensive. Even the expensive ones, I don't think. You probably get them for like 70, 80 bucks. But you could probably get an inexpensive one for maybe 30 or 40 if you bought, like a cheap, Chinese or otherwise made knockoff. And most of those are going to do fine. For something like that, in generally speaking, it's form over function, right? Like you need the form more so than you need that to be like some high quality engineered thing. Like it's either going to get the thing off or it's not. And with those and their rods that they use to force things off or out of position, the threads are so big, like it's hard to screw those up. So unless they use like ridiculously cheap quality steel, you're going to be all right. Oh, Renegade says he gave all his Ulsa stuff to his son when he started his new job. What's the son's new job? I don't think we ever talked about that. What field did he end up going into? Oh, that's interesting. It might be a Japanese brand, I want to say. I think that is cousin brand of jewelry round nose pliers. You can get them at Joann Fabrics and other craft stores. Oh, okay, see? Yeah, I was wrong. Somebody said Dreamcast. They're not wrong. They're not wrong. Dreamcast is in the tool business now. A friend asked me to ID this drill bit for him, but I honestly have no clue. What? What? Why? Some of these posts, I swear. Oh, Penske. I think that's how you pronounce that. I see it everywhere. So is he working on the trucks then? Because that's some heavy work right there. If he's actually working on the trucks, that's some of these posts have to be trolls. That's got to be a troll asking. Everybody comes in here asking like, what's a Torx bit and how like. What was that one we saw a post where they're like, how do I get this screw out? And it was a rivet. Like, some of it's got to be trolls. and I'm okay with that. But it's just I take them seriously from time to time. Huh. All right. Looks like he's giving it a little bit of a revamp. Oh, that's nice. He did a pretty good job. He said he got that off of the German equivalent of Craigslist, which I didn't even know existed. Um, yeah, that looks good. That's a nice little cart. And I like that it's like everything goes into the bottom of it and it's like collapsible. That's pretty cool. I like that. Hmm. Yeah, and there's like a little locking bar there. And he put the rubber mats on top. Yeah, he did a good job. That's nice. I wouldn't mind. I mean, it depends on what you're doing, but I wouldn't mind having something like that. That's pretty interesting, especially if you're doing some traveling or, moving over long distances like at a larger plant. It's no Harbor Freight 5 drawer cart, but still pretty nice. Home Depot one day ago apparently has a really good set of M12 Milwaukee stuff. What's the price tag? Free gift. Okay, you got the ratchet with the purchase, so you got like a four. I mean, eh, I don't think that's bad, but I think I got a better deal at Century Trading Company on mine, and mine, I want to say it's over there. I could look, but I want to say it's a 5 piece set. I think I got the Sawzall, I got the flashlight, I got the ratchet, I got the drill, and I think I got the 1/4 inch impact. I think. So that's not a bad deal, but I've done better. Tools and Trash decided to stop by and grace us with his presence. Mark is in the house now, so he can laugh at me for saying that's cool and it's cool every 5 seconds. And it's always nice when people whose shirts are on the wall happen to stop by. Renegade's been here all day. Tools and Trash finally showed up, so he can see his shirt hanging on the wall, lit in all of its glory in rave style format. I don't know what to do with these lights. I don't know what to do. That it's still there's like ambient light, and I have this light in front of my face, so it floods it. I'm not spending a bunch of money on the special lights like the soft boxes that only cast like right in front of you and then like leave this side dark so that the lights actually look right. I'm not doing that. But I will say that I promised everybody I would only drink one beer tonight. It's just a very, very big beer. So that's what I got. But it's good to see you, Tools and Trash. I need to get over. I know I check out some of the Instagram stuff kind of often. Congratulations on your promotion, sir. I feel you on that. I recently have been promoted myself and am suffering the consequences. It's not too bad though. We'll be all right. But congratulations on that. Try not to let it eat you alive. Um, Make sure to take your time off and your breaks as you need to, to get yourself in order. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that you are now, taking on those extra responsibilities, and then, someday you'll be in charge of the entire department and making the big bucks. So I'm glad to hear that. I always like to see when other people, make moves, get promotions, change fields, change jobs, try different things. Like, if you're not, okay, here's my thing, and it's not mine. I've stolen it from somebody over across time. But if you're comfortable where you're at, that's probably not the best place for you. Like, you legitimately want to take the jobs, the risks, the chances, right? That to a degree, like, you kind of like, you are nervous about, or you wonder, like, am I going to be able to succeed at this? Like, those are the ones where you really want, that's where you're testing yourself. That's where you're rising to an occasion. That's where you're expanding your knowledge and your skill sets. Like, now, I have an entirely different skill set. Like, I still know the technicals. Yeah, I can talk to the electricians about what's going on. I can help troubleshoot stuff, you know, fairly well. I won't lie. Some of that's getting a little rusty as time goes, but now I have the whole administrative, clerical, inventory management, work order planning, like all these other things under my belt that now I'm raising up. So I don't know, a few years from now, like I was saying, for you, we will, continue to get promotions and rise, and that's just what we do. But I I've always kind of right around the time that my kids, started coming, I realized that like I needed to really keep testing myself, and I've done a pretty good job of that. Um, Even at my last job, when I started to feel like I was reaching a ceiling and there wasn't like a whole lot of earning potential and there wasn't a whole lot of promotion opportunities into other departments and things, that's where I kind of started to draw the line. Like I got to get out. I got to move somewhere where I have some opportunities to move up, make more, do more, whatever have you. So Renegade says he has been promoted to a retired old fart. Well, man, one day I'll be right there with you, and hopefully one day soon, because I'm tired and I'm not even old yet. I feel old. I don't look old. Uh, the woman that I'm talking to keeps reminding me that I'm young, and I'm not. I feel old. So, anyhow, we'll go back. So yeah, apparently Home Depot has that on sale if you're thinking about it. Yeah, it sounds like we do have identical jobs. I have a meeting later on. Actually, not too long. I'll be cutting this short here in a few minutes so I can prepare for my meeting. But I have a meeting with all of my region's technicians that work night shift, and that's going to be one of the things that we do going forward, is just getting everybody on the same page so that everybody receives the same information and standards and network announcements and different things. And it's just one of those things, just constant improvement. You can always do a little bit better no matter what's going on. Uh-oh. This guy went and got some other Milwaukee stuff. He got the light and a couple M12 batteries and a charger. So apparently, yeah, HD Home Depot is having some kind of pretty good sale. That's an interesting looking snap-on screwdriver. Interesting. This is a big boy. It says it's a marine plug screwdriver. I can't say that I've ever seen that, but to me, aside from it being kind of stubby on the shank, it just looks like a big ass screwdriver. So, yeah, I don't know. Oh boy. No. Is this a thing? Do they make these? Look at this. Somebody tell me they knew this existed. Dano is here. We are on the far side of the stream, sir, so I apologize for that, but thank you for stopping by. Nonetheless, cheers to you. Does anybody else see this? Does anybody else realize what that is? That's the bits for a rotary hammer, or, well, this one would be a pneumatic, like a chisel, air hammer, but it's socket adapters with, I'm guessing that shank, the hex shank portion would be for like if you really want to like try to put like a wrench on it or something else to add leverage, that's very interesting. Who makes those? Let's click it. Let's see what we can see. Mayhew. All right, man. That's enough for me right there. It tells me all I need to know. That's a good quality tool. And if they say it does what it does, then I believe them because they make quality stuff. They're not playing around. That's crazy. Yeah, and other people are saying they didn't know. Um, yeah, that's crazy. I did not know that existed. Now I don't need a set, but I want a set now just to see what they can do. That's quite interesting. See, there's always something like that out there. That some kind of tool. Uh, I don't know that I want to know what this guy's. What? I used to think of myself as a problem solver for problems that don't exist. That looks like exactly what you're doing there, buddy. Oh boy. Somebody got them some Nipex. Makita, Anvil, Nipex. 40 kilograms worth of new tools. That's not bad. Somebody's got a DeWalt fetish going on. Little bit of Ryobi there under the counter. Oh, that's cool. Where's Bruce L when you need him? He would be so happy that he could use his excess tool bags as cat houses. Cat looks super comfy too. I don't know why. Cats always like to lay in like weird spots like that, like small places and like just kind of like a don't screw with me, I'm comfy kind of vibe. Interesting, interesting. Somebody reimagined the electric bike, they say. See these things everywhere, that and those electric scooters. There's a gym. There's a gym back here behind my apartment. We share a lot. I've said this before. But there's a gym back there, and I've seen this, like, most of the guys coming out of the gym are bigger dudes. So I see this big dude coming out, and I'm going out and getting in my car, and I see him walk down the steps, and he's at, like, the foot of the steps kind of area, and he's got this thing with him. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And he starts folding and doing stuff, and then 2 seconds later, I see him zip through the parking lot on one of these little scooter jobs. And I get it. He doesn't live far, whatever. But he's riding this big jack dude in a tank top with tattoos and all this, putting around on this little scooter. And I'm like, I'm a little guy. And I'm not that self-conscious. And I'm not even doing that. So why? I'm not knocking him too much. It just seems ridiculous. Especially if you really don't live that far. Walk. Throw on your earbuds. Listen to some music. Continue your gym playlist or whatever. And walk home like a man. Instead of hopping on some little electric scooter. Jeez. Ignoring the chat. What did you say? I don't see anything. That's what I do. I ignore the chat constantly. I care about you guys, but not enough to read what you have to say. Come on now. What kind of person would I be? Okay, they got a bunch of little magnetic parts trays. Some very little ones. I don't know if those fit into the grip mat. I don't think they do. But then they got a grip mat pro and a bunch of little parts trays. And they're made in China. So people are complaining, and they said there's a cheaper version on Amazon. Grip mat. Let's just see. Okay, so here's the actual grip mats. Here's another three-piece. That's the Grip Mat Pro. That's weird because they're the same price. Grip mat, grip mat. Come on, you're supposed to show me the cheap ones too. ABN, here's a small one. ABN flexible. It looks smaller, but I'm guessing that was, that's probably a 1/4 inch ratchet. That one's too much. Hordsey. Okay, Hordsey. Here you go. Here's a three-piece. Very similar. Here's another King tool. Three-piece. Yeah, it looks like they have come down pretty well on these. $34.99 for that Hordsey is not that bad. The King tool looks like it's not as long, but it's wider. And it looks like the inserts, I don't know exactly how they fit in there, but this one's a long insert. This one's like kind of like a smaller tray. Those are pretty good. Here's another one. Comes with that magnetic wrist tool thing, but it's even more different. It's got a small one. It's got bits. It's got the socket holders on the medium-sized tray. It looks like they're really coming up with some options here. There's just a big flat tray for $15.99. I might even post that to the Tool Sales and Deals page. That's pretty good. So, yeah, or Mark, you want to get on there on that one? The Marchafa flexible non-slip portable tool tray. You want to add that on there to the Tool Sales and Deals page for the people to see. I didn't realize, God, it was probably like a year or two ago when these were really getting popular. I did some searching and I couldn't find any low-cost options. And now it seems like there's plenty of low-cost options. So it seems like there's been some changes there. Here's another one, Sturvik. It's that same style as the one we saw earlier. There's some of the smaller grippy trays for like $20. Can't say that's necessarily a bad deal. And then it looks like we've crossed the threshold for the most part. I have seen these too. If you're doing electronics work or soldering on, obviously stuff that you're pulling off of a vehicle or on some other kind of thing, if you're doing soldering, they have one of these little silicone mats, and it actually has like a few little flip out storage containers for small parts or resistors or whatever you might be replacing. If you're doing that kind of electronics work, this is a nice little mat to work from. But yeah, it looks like there are some pretty cool things going on. Now look at this, like a roll up, like lay down mat for what, when you're doing stuff. $34, that's not too bad. But yeah, they do have a lot better options, it looks like now, on the silicone trays. And it depends on the exact setup you want. If you think you need the socket tray with the spaces for bits, I'd go with this one. If you just want general storage and you're more worried about compartments and things, this King tool for $35.98 isn't bad. It's these, like the grip mat, like just for the name, you're gonna pay an arm and a leg. I can't believe that. And then if you want to try it, right? If you want to try it, here's like the one-piece ABN that goes into the other, even the Hordsey kit. That's kind of the same piece there. So if you wanted to just buy a single piece, see how you like it, how it performs, and how it functions, you know, you could do that, but yeah, because the grip mat, all the grip mat stuff is like double the price. I mean, it's crazy. Here's the small, and that's a very small, deceptively small compared to what the picture is. Grip mat, they want $30 for that. I mean, that's crazy. So yeah, there's some options there. No, it's not too much, Mark. I think that was, which one was it? Not the King tool. Which one was it? Where'd it go? What did I say it was? Marchafa. Ha, here, this one. Just the single tray. I mean, I'm not saying it's like amazing, right? But it has a lip on it. It's got some kind of division, right? It does look a little thinner, but it does have a lip on it. You can keep some nuts and bolts off to the side. It's got some drain holes in case fluid or grease gets in there, so you can rinse it off easily. And that's only $15.99. So I'm busy. I'm getting ready to jump on a meeting anyway and end the stream here. But if you want to, here it is. Marchafa, Marchfa, flexible, non-slip, portable grip mat, tool tray. Yeah, I hate how China describes stuff. Just, you could make a ton of money just consulting for them. They're like, hey, we're going to post this on Amazon. I'm like, no, you're not. Call it this, put the listing under this, fix these grammatical errors in your English, and then repost it, and, you know, you're going to do a lot better. New tool. Like, no. Everybody can spot the bad English, and then they know for sure something's from China. And it all comes from China or somewhere anyway at this point, but, you know, how you describe it is a big deal. And the fact that they're using decimal points on their inches, they didn't even do the conversion. Yeah, like, give it to us in inches. Like real inches, not 9.5, 0.6 inches. No. Do the conversion. Figure it out. So anyway, that's going to be it for me on the stream this week. I am working hard. You know, at the moment, I have to focus on some work stuff. I am getting some content together. I promise I'm not lying to you. So I will get some stuff going on, hopefully sooner than later. Until then, I will try to keep up the Wednesday night streams as such, because I love hanging out with you guys. It really does me. You posted the wrong one, Mark. You gotta listen. If you don't do what I tell you to, don't do anything at all. I'll have to look at that one. You said from Hands Ease? I didn't even see that one. Oh, that one. For the $38. Yeah, that's not bad. But you should have posted the one from Hordsey that's even cheaper. It's the same thing. See? I try to help you. But anyhow, I got to cut it off here, guys. I got a meeting. I got to go run and do that. So I will talk to you guys. At the very least, it should be next week, God willing, depending on what work tries to throw at me. But it should be next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. So until then, which one? Then no, I was just saying this one. The Hordsey is the same thing you were talking about posting, the handies, but it's only like $34.99 where the other one was like $38. It's not a huge difference. I'm just telling you that it's slightly cheaper, and that's what the tool sales and deals is all about. So yeah, the Hordsey, it's not a bad setup, man. For $35, I think so. I think that's a good deal. Anyhow, I gotta cut. I'll talk to you guys later in the stream over here. I appreciate everyone for stopping by. I really do. I don't engage with the chat. We know what we do. I don't talk to you guys. It's a wall here, and we try not to cross it.